Hello. I always lean over to the mic, but then it puts me right out of range of my phone. I need to work on that. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. We are 2 weeks into December, which is really crazy. I was sitting there staring at my starting screen and realizing that Christmas is around the corner and there's a lot of holiday shopping to be done still. Hi, Kai. Congrats on first. You drew a lion. I wish it was truthin', like in Drake and Josh. Also, thank you, Cookie Narwhale, for the off-stream follow 2 days ago, and thanks, False, for the shout out. I think that was when we were lurking in, or when I was lurking in False's stream, or that might have been when I raided him. That's probably when it was, and he was working on his Minecraft game. Yeah, let me put some music on, and also, what we're drawing today is pretty much the gotcha screen from Prosecca. I've been playing a lot of this. I mean, generally, I've been playing a lot of it for the last few years, but recently kind of was getting more into it again since I kind of had, I don't know if I would call it a break, but there was definitely a period where I was playing a lot less, just being busy and all. Anywho, where's the music? Let me know if that sounds okay. Yeah, on top of Prosecca, I also really got back in. Well, I don't know if really got back into Animal Crossing is right, but I got back into it and then I stopped for a bit and then it started snowing on my island. And aside from playing on Kai's Switch previously, where he had a Southern Hemisphere island, I actually had not played in the snow before. So I knew about the snow boys and stuff, but on my own island, I hadn't really played in the snow yet, so this was fun. I built my second snow boy today, um, and I am really bad at it. It took me an hour and a half to get a decent snow boy because I kept breaking the snowballs, and then also, um, yeah, I was breaking them, and then also I didn't realize that you have to put the head on from the side or the front, and so I was trying to push it on and it wasn't working. So I came around to the other side and I actually put the big snowball on top of the little snowball. And then I was like, I'm just going to restart. So I closed the game and then rebuilt that snow boy. But I got it eventually. It wasn't perfect, but it was close. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Blanket. How are you? Happy Friday. Happy weekend. I'm excited for a weekend because I have been busy. Less so at work, more so outside of work, but that can be a life update for later. I don't want to dive into that yet. Yeah, I started this doodle yesterday. I was playing Prosecca and I didn't realize I had a whole bunch of unclaimed mission gotcha rewards from reading the stories because the button was very hidden. So I had 126 gotcha tickets for the mission gotcha. So I had a bunch of 10 pulls, and after staring at the screen for a while, I was like, you know what? I could totally draw this. Um, so yeah, that's what this is. I did an initial sketch. I kind of blocked it out and was I don't know, kind of BSing my way through some kind of composition. Sketched it out a little bit clearer here. I was kind of just keeping track of how long it took me to do certain things because I feel like that's something that I should keep tabs on. But yeah, I think I was gonna do more of the sketching stuff on stream, but I got a little carried away last night. So here I am. I'm gonna just, as usual, dive into line art. At some point, I do want to start one from start to finish. I do have a really rough sketch of something else I'm working on that maybe I'll do a cleaner sketch and then go into line art for on stream. We'll see how timing works out. I'm good just watching the flooding situation in my town and towns near the river. Oh no, stay safe. Yeah, I remember out where we are, I think a few years ago, we had some pretty bad flooding. And Kai and I were going kind of back and forth between our families for the holidays, and we were barely outrunning the road closures and stuff, and there were evacuation orders in a bunch of the towns we were going through, so it was getting super crowded. Yeah, but I live in the hills, so I'm safe. That's good. That's good. Yeah. I know, especially out in California. I mean, a lot of what I do is like road drainage for work. And believe me when I say I am well aware that that there's a lot of drainage infrastructure issues out there. In the 3 years that I've worked at my job, most of my work has been like fixing ponding issues and drainage issues. The main premise of that work is actually like installing ADA ramps, but there's a lot more sidewalk improvement work that has been incorporated into that since I've been here. So, yeah. So far, it's just hit the boardwalk in my town. Yeah, well, hopefully everything works out. Yeah, it's like especially cold out here too, I feel like. Not like I know I shouldn't complain too much because it's not there's places that have it colder, but I know a lot of people were saying like NorCal and like some parts of just like the West Coast in general have had a particularly cold season this year. So, and I know you're also West Coast-ish, so yeah, it's just especially cold this time around. Also, I'm just a baby when it comes to cold. Part of me was like, should I animate this? But like the gacha screen itself is basically already an animation, so like I think this will do well as just a still shot. My town used the tax money back in 2018 to buy flood walls. Is that working out? I mean, it sounds like maybe not, but maybe it's helping. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the work I do kind of relates to it. I know for quite a while I was on a project specifically for Los Angeles, dealing with some of their I think the one I was on was mostly like the street corners. There's another project going now, well, another few projects going now to kind of deal with the rest of the streets and stuff. Yeah, I did a lot of work for San Francisco and a lot of work for LA, and let me tell you, they've got like some opposite problems. San Francisco, crazy slopes. If you've been to San Francisco, like some of those streets are like crazy steep. LA, opposite problem. Everything's too flat, and that's why flooding in LA gets really bad. It's like everything's too flat. San Francisco, you're trying to keep everything under the maximum slope, and LA, you're trying to get everything to at least hit the minimum slope. Downtown hasn't flooded, just the boardwalk area. I see. Yeah, usually boardwalks are built a little bit better for kind of more hectic wet weather, but that doesn't make it too much less scary. Like it's still kind of a nail biter, I think. Especially because like around the ocean, like waves are just really unpredictable. You can do your best, but there's never like a sure way to be like, oh yes, I know exactly how the waves are going to behave here, there, whenever. I only ever took one coastal hydraulics class, so I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on it, but I feel like a big part of that class was just talking about how unpredictable coastal behavior generally is. That's my nerd moment for the day. Yeah, I had all those gacha tickets for Prosecco from the missions, like just the regular like game missions. And I think I still only had like two or three new 4 stars, 1 or 2 new 3 stars, and everything else was like duplicates. I actually got a new 2 star, I think, 1 or 2 of those too. But yeah, nothing too exciting. Two of the, I think it was one of the 3 stars and one of the 4 stars. It was from the same set too. It was that pretty one with like, it was the night court one, but not the one where they're underwater. The one where they're like kind of on a little like, I can't remember what the event was for. I think it was a Kanade event. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll stream it and just show you all my cards. Oh, I actually got the Bloomfest Rui one, which was kind of crazy because I feel like I never get Rui cards, which I don't really care that much about because I'm not gonna lie, maybe unpopular opinion, I'm not a huge fan of his character. Like, I don't hate his character, but I don't care too much for most of his cards. That's just my opinion. But it was cool that I got his Bloomfest card. I kind of just pulled just for the sake of pulling. Just because it had been a while. I didn't pull on the last, on the ENA event. Because as much as I like these few events with the Mizuki 5 and ENA 5 have been like my favorite, story-wise, I'm not like... The cards I think I'm okay without. I don't know if there's any specific one I'm saving for at this point, though. I know there's some that I like, but I haven't really looked at the upcoming gachas in a while. So I figure if I have the willpower to save, then may as well save my crystals. The water level should lower over the course of the next week if it doesn't rain as much. Yeah, that's good. As long as the infrastructure can kind of keep up with whatever's coming in from here on, hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, stay safe. You know, don't you know, drive carefully if you go out. All the usual things. You should always be careful when you're driving, but especially in like flooded, rainy weather. I feel like everyone's first instinct in crazy weather situations is to just get home as fast as you can, but you gotta remember to get home safely too. Rather get home a little late than not at all. I was telling Kai, because like I said, I haven't played in the snow on Animal Crossing on my Switch, at least on my own island. But it took me right back to like being, I don't know, it was probably like elementary school on the Wii. We had Animal Crossing on the Wii, and like back then, I didn't really care about like the quote-unquote right ways to play games. I just played for fun, you know, the way kids I think should play video games. And I assumed back then there was already like a mechanic for building snowboys. But to me, one of my favorite things was playing Animal Crossing in the winter and then rolling up the snowballs, making it as big as I could, and just yeeting it off a cliff, and then watching it like explode at the bottom. That was like just like pure joy. Now I'm like rolling balls and trying to make a perfect snowboy or whatever, but like while I was doing it, I was just thinking back like, man, back then I didn't care. I just wanted to make a huge snowball and then destroy it. That's like pure childhood happiness right there. I know towns down south got hit harder than my town. Yeah, hopefully everyone's okay. I know this time of year tends to be pretty crazy, just in general. On a less weather-related note, I know this kind of went around quite a bit, but for anyone else also in the Bay Area, there was that explosion, that gas line explosion. Now that was pretty crazy. I was gonna bring it up with my coworkers, like just as a talking point, but I wasn't sure how to just casually bring that up, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't. Because I'm always like, I should discuss like current events and stuff, or like local news, kind of local-ish news with my coworkers. But I also know like my supervisor, for example, is not super great at current events, which I think is all the more reason to share about current events. But I don't know, maybe another time. Sometimes I just put a layer in there so I can see clearly. I don't know if maybe I should have made this file bigger. It's pretty pixelated if you zoom in, but whatever. Maybe that's okay. You know what else I love about this season? Is all the videos of the Grinch at Universal Studios. So funny to me. But at the same time, I feel like personally I would be too anxious to meet the Grinch, but I think it's like his interactions are so cool. Or so funny, I should say. Very entertaining to watch. I had a friend who was really into How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and we did like a so there's that mocking SpongeBob meme that went around in like 2016, and we did like a Grinch version where we drew the Grinch as the mocking SpongeBob meme, and I always think about that around December. Okay, one eye is definitely more bold than the other. I think I like the bolder one actually. Same size. I mean, it's pretty symmetrical. Sammy, what's your favorite Christmas movie? I really like Elf. I don't know, Elf, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know. Part of me thinks I should pick a like I feel like I would be the kind of person who likes more musical like movies and stuff, but like I don't feel like there's a Christmas movie with like a super like iconic soundtrack. But I like Elf. I'm a fan of Elf. I also really like those like classic like stop motion Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and like Frosty the Snowman movies. I think that's more of a nostalgia thing though. Like I had that like DVD box set with like all those Christmas specials and stuff. You know what movie that I don't remember super clearly, but I remember it being on TV was it was a movie called Olive the Other Reindeer, and it was about a dog who hears like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song on the radio, And they get to the part where they say Olive, the other reindeer, and they're like, oh, Olive, that's my name. Like, the dog's name is Olive, so he thinks that he's the missing reindeer, Olive, the other reindeer. So he travels to the North Pole to be like, oh yeah, I'm here, Olive, the other reindeer. I just like the premise of that, just because it's like a, silly little pun. I love the classic stop motion Christmas movies. Yeah, it's got like a very heartwarming like factor, or like, I don't know, something about it. I think it's just the nostalgia, really. Elf and Polar Express are my top Christmas movies. Yeah, Polar Express is a good one. Originally, apparently the original premise of Polar Express, not the premise of it, but like they originally wanted Tom Hanks to play all of the characters. And he does play a lot of the characters in the movie, but they ended up, having other actors play the other parts, because I think at the time too, it was the only, maybe it still is, it was the only movie fully done in like motion capture for like everything, basically. Yeah, and I saw this interview recently that I didn't know this. I didn't realize that Josh Hutcherson played the kid in Polar Express. And like aside from Billy, none of the characters have names. I didn't realize that till I was an adult either. But Josh Hutcherson in an interview talked about like, oh yeah, when filming one of the scenes, because it was all in motion capture, he farted on Tom Hanks. So yeah, that now I just think about that. Like, that's what crosses my mind now when I think of the Polar Express. I do quite enjoy the Polar Express, though. Don't get me wrong. The hot chocolate scene on the train. Oh, I love hot chocolate, so I'm a sucker for that. Polar Express is my go-to Christmas Eve movie. Yeah, it's a good one. I think those are like, in my family too, Elf and Polar Express are always on. I think Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer too. What is it, Hermie, the elf who wants to be a dentist? I have what was hot chocolate earlier, but it's kind of just chocolate milk now. But it's good enough. The vibe is there. Tapers down. That might be okay. We'll just keep it all in there. I think that's fine. Kai keeps mentioning wanting to start a new Animal Crossing island on his Switch too. I think I'd be very down for that. I mentioned before that we had a Southern Hemisphere island just for fun on his Switch before, but we didn't play much on it, so I think it would be cool to start it. Okay, I will admit, starting again sounds like a lot of work. Collecting all the materials, unlocking everything again, but I think it would be very fun. Especially because I can do it on Kai's Switch and not, like, get rid of my existing island, because I'm too emotionally attached to that now. I've never understood people who can just, like, completely restart their island. I'm like, I'm too invested now. I wonder if I curved that sleeve enough. I feel like I didn't. Like that way I can kind of bring it around. Something like this. Gotta remember to put the little number right there. Here, I'll just go under here for now. And move it to another layer later. Okay, hands. So far, so good. I don't know what the heck was happening when I sketched this. Okay, I think right. Oh, this is from Link's Awakening, right? This music. I'm not sure. I think it is. It's making me emotional in the way that Link's Awakening did. Hang on, that finger should be pretty short. fingers look a lot longer than the others. Maybe I should just, maybe it's as simple as just going like this. Clean it up a little bit. Easy peasy. She needs my eyebrows. Eyebrows acquired. These all together. I'll put the torso together. Okay, so we've got head, torso, arms. I guess I should say bust, arms. And then here will be. Maybe I'll put below the hair as like the first part of the dress, skirt. It'd be like another Miku reference, but I'll work with this for now. Tough because I'm like, I don't know if this top layer is necessarily supposed to be super flowy, so I'm like, how much should I move it with like her spinning motion? Because in this one she's like spinning, right, and all the little Sekai like fragments are floating around her. They're like spinning around with her. So I'm like, how much should her skirt follow that motion, or at least this top part of the skirt? Lines up right with her sleeve. But like logically, I think that does. Right here. We'll pull the whole skirt out a little bit. Man, this week has me tired. The pleats in her skirt seem pretty sharp. I think I'm okay if it's not like super sharp. I think it can kind of be a little rounded, I think. Actually, it would almost be parallel. Or mostly really be parallel with those ones. Places like this a little tough. Okay, not bad. Now we got her little shoe peeking out. I think I sketched it too pointy. It's giving like Wicked Witch shoes. There we go. Just a little shoe. Easy peasy. Let me fix that ponytail. Sorry, pigtail. I know most people call it twin tails. I feel like I'm used to calling it pigtails. Which is funny because, like, what about this reminds people of a pig? I don't know. But now I'm just used to calling it pigtails. Twin tails make so much more sense. Anywho, yeah, we'll get this together. We'll just color it and we'll fill it in as we go. It's going real fast. Pale girl Miku. I really like that Brazilian Miku trend too. That was like the closest we knew to world peace. I never participated in that though. I don't know if I would have contributed anything particularly like special. Would have been cool to try though. But hey, it's never too late to try to create a Miku design. That's one of the great things about her is she can be anything. Where's her arms? Skirt right here. Let's go all the way out to her hand. I don't think any of her fingernails are showing. It's pretty palms up. Something about this music is giving like haunted library, or like not haunted but kind of a mysterious, eerie library. Every time I take my dog to the park, the ducks try to bite him. That's what I get for buying a purebred dog. I get it. Purebred. I like that. Hello, Kwachi. How are you? That's a good joke. I do appreciate that. I'm always a sucker for corny jokes like that. I think it's because of that my siblings consider me very millennial. My humor is very dad jokey, and I feel like nowadays that's very much associated with like quote unquote millennial humor. But that won't stop me. I love corny jokes like that. I feel like I did some art of what was it? Oh, I remember. I did a joke or like a random little like character art of a girl. It was a bread themed girl with space buns. You know when you have like kind of like the Princess Leia buns and they call it space buns. But like it was a play on the word buns, right? Space buns, but I put bread in her hair. That's what that kind of reminds me of. Just bread jokes like that. Which is funny because now I follow a bread / bakery themed VTuber. Oh, that would be so great. Is do fan art of her and put buns in her hair, her space buns. She does her own model art too, and I think one of her friends rigs her models, which is very neat. I'm like wrapping up on the art for my next model, which I was trying to get done before this month, but yeah, things got busy. I'm still pretty busy, which is why I wasn't able to stream during the week, but that'll be a goal for 2026. We can do it, guys. Okay, Miku's hair. There's always debate over whether her hair should be like a bluish color or a teal color. Or like a green color, I think, is what I've seen a lot of. In my head, like I feel like teal makes the most sense, but also there's so many Miku designs out there that I won't say it doesn't matter, but like I feel like her design is done so well that it doesn't have to be exactly the right color to be recognizable. I mean, you get like the cherry blossom Mikus and the snow Mikus, and like there are all sorts of different color schemes, but you can still recognize her as Miku. And I think that is pretty neat. IMHO. In my honest opinion. I love like emphasizing acronyms for no reason, like IMHO, or like what's the other one? Whenever Kai is going to like a card event or like he's gonna play a game or something, I do the good luck have fun, the GLFH, but I say it like Gullahufa. Gullahufa. That's how I say it. He's gonna go play some League, Gullahufa. Off to play some Gundam TCG, Gullahufa. It's so stupid, but I love it. Like I said, that's just silly little things that make me hee hee ha ha. Oh, sorry about the ad jail. 2 minutes. I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. I appreciate you guys for hanging out through the ads. Real MVPs, I think. When I finish this, I kind of want to show you this other sketch I started, because like all my sketches are always pretty messy, especially like the first sketch. Sometimes it's so messy that I'll even do like a second sketch afterwards. But I want to show you this one that I did earlier during my lunch break at work, because oh my gosh, you can tell how cold my hands are. It's so scratchy and so messy, and I was just looking at it like, yeah, I'm gonna need to go over this like a few times before I can like narrow down what shape I'm trying to go for. It was so bad. It was like quite like chicken scratch was like the perfect way to describe what it was. It looked so scratchy and so messy. Like you could see how cold my fingers were. It was crazy. I'll show you guys after, maybe towards the end of stream. Remind me if I forget. show you my chicken scratch sketch. That one's for a draw this in your style. There's a pretty popular manufacturer for like merch and stuff. I know a lot of art, small art shops and art businesses use them, among some others, but this one's a pretty popular one, and they're hosting a draw this in your style that I think they posted it on Instagram. I can't remember what the prize is, but I haven't done one of those in a while, so I figured it would be fun. So I started a quick sketch during lunchtime. So I was actually originally going to do that on stream today, but then I had this idea yesterday while I was playing for Sekai, and was like, you know what, I'll do this today. The other one can wait. For no particular reason. I just sketched this out and suddenly was in a mood for it. Miku. Okay. Got this light colored top part of her dress. Just put it here for now. We'll pen in the details as we go. Probably as we color. Or after we get all the like solid colors in. You know what? I think also this layer we can put this little part over her neck. Okay, anyways, back to the shirt. It's a little bit peeking out here. Side. Actually, well, I guess we'll start with this. I guess we could start with this, and then, because they're kind of like different layers, like different depths. So we'll do that, and I'll put the other part on its own thing, even if it is technically one piece. May as well. Found out during our like weekly work meeting, I noticed that one of my coworkers, one of the newer coworkers, also has a cat, because the cat was sitting on his lap and it was really cute. So I think I want to ask him about the kitty cat, because Cassie did that last week in our weekly like team meeting. She hopped up onto my lap. She kind of walked into the camera. My coworkers were like laughing at her. It's been cold, so she's been a little bit more needy. She's a cutie pie though. It's almost her dinner time too, so maybe in a few minutes I'll finish up blocking in some of these colors, and then we can take a break. I'll get her food. Kai is struggling out there. But yeah, I'll get Cassie's food, and then we can come back and keep going. This is the shape. Okay, we've got some dark bits. I heard Kai say 6'7". 6'7", 6'7", 6'7". Kai's been really into the 6'7" lately. 6'7". I heard you say 6'7" out there. How you doing? How's the 6'7"? That's all? Okay. Have fun. Talk to you later. It's the vocal stim of the, I would say of the month, but honestly, even at the wedding back in September, our flower girls were so into 6-7. Like they were going around asking people, like, "Oh, can we sneak in 6-7s throughout the wedding night?" And I was like, "You go for it." And then my dad threw a 6-7 joke into his speech, and you know, it was fun stuff. And I missed a lot of spots here. I'll just color it in for now. And let's just block it in first, and then I'm gonna forget. I probably won't, but just in case. I came across a TikTok from a local news outlet actually the other day, and I was gonna like it, but then I didn't because the number of likes was 67. I was like, man, that's too perfect. I don't want to be the one to ruin that. I'm sure someone else did, but I was like, it's not gonna be me. I'm not doing that. I did screenshot it though, sent it to my family. I was like, look at the number of likes. We also have our Christmas cards. It's our first year doing our own Christmas cards, which technically we could have been doing for quite a while, but we figured this would be a good year to like officially start doing our own holiday cards. And we're also kind of combining it with wedding thank you cards. So this year and this year only, we're going to be handwriting messages on all our Christmas cards. Is this one? This one is from Zelda. I remember because this one also makes me emotional. Here, I'll put the arms over this. See, there's like that teal part. I don't know if I should like line it. I'll do it without lines for now, and maybe I'll add lines if I deem it necessary. I feel like this music's gonna put me to sleep. But like, I feel like that's very fitting for this season. Like this time of year, it's like hibernation season. We may not be creatures that need to hibernate, but I definitely, I don't know, that's the vibe. That's the season's feelings. It's just sleepy time all the time. Okay, I'm just gonna take the same color as her hair, and we're gonna use that. just like this way though. So maybe I should redo the sleeve a little bit. Because now I'm feeling like it should go like this. Where is it? Here. I'm just gonna go like this. I don't think I needed to get rid of that mask. I'll turn it off for now though. Okay, I'm gonna want to do the same on the other side. So we'll go this. Okay, go back to this. Before anyone tries to cancel Kai, Kai is also Vietnamese. I'm almost sure that the mic picked that up. I'm not 100% sure. But if it did, full disclosure, that boy is Vietnamese. This guy. Okay, let's get her tie in here. Maybe we'll color in some of her face stuff, and then I will probably step out for a second to feed Cassie. It's a good time for a break anyways. Got that. I've just got this pocket that I should probably include. It's a little gray thing. Maybe I'll just just do something like this. Nothing crazy, just putting something there. I feel like I should have drawn those. No, it's okay. It's got some think her eyes get slightly more green, just barely. I don't know, or maybe like here? I think Kai wants Jana to take his life. Not sure. That is just a wild guess. Maybe I will make this its own layer. It's this upward angle. Okay. That's a solid start. Sammy, what you doing this weekend? Probably a little bit of holiday shopping is probably necessary. But tomorrow we're gonna hang out with Kai's family, which is very exciting. We're gonna head out to their neck of the woods and we're gonna hang out with them for the day. I think, yeah, that's just for tomorrow. Oh yeah, we were gonna hang out with a friend on Sunday, maybe eat some oysters, but I don't know what the details are for that because I know we were kind of back and forth on that, but I'm pretty sure that's still happening. Yeah, so that's kind of in the books for this weekend for me. You got any fun plans? Holidays are creeping up. We did a little bit of like casual holiday shopping a little bit ago, but I do think we are still missing some people. My family also likes to do white elephant on Christmas Eve, so I do gotta still find something for that. Otherwise, I think most of the holiday shopping is like we're not going too crazy this year. We're kind of broke this year for a number of reasons. It's not like we got married or anything. But yeah, our bank accounts are crying a little bit, so yeah, that's where we're at for now. You know whose streams I miss, who I think of whenever I'm rendering eyes because I really liked how she rendered eyes, is Maggie, HATSUNE Miku. I like how she renders eyes. Like, they're very bold. But like not like stylistically extra, like just like the shading of eyes on her art is very bold and very recognizable, and I think it's really cool. I kind of miss I miss watching her streams. Maybe just stay home and probably do something. You should get Kai a ham, like the food ham. Man, I don't know what Kai's doing out there, but he's turning into the Joker for real. Hi Kai, speak of the devil. What you up to? You would love a piece of ham for Christmas? Just one piece of ham. Like the sandwich meat, I'll just get the sandwich, like, deli meats. I'll take a slice of ham and I'll put it in a stocking for him. Lee, hello, how are you? 42 times, wow. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Lee, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. It's been busy, but life has been busy, but I figured I'd try to squeeze in streams where I can. Um, I didn't get to do any streams midweek, so I figured I'd start the weekend with some art. I missed last stream. I'm such a bad viewer. No, you're not a bad viewer. I'm not. I have not been super consistent this month because after the wedding stuff, we've had other life things to take care of. Hopefully that means good news coming up, but I won't say too much yet. Um, yeah, I think my last stream was like midday on a weekend, so I totally don't blame you. Thank you for stopping by, though. I appreciate the company anytime. Yeah, I've been drawing pretty much the gotcha like screen for Prosecca just because I saw it so much these last few days that I was like, you know what? I feel like there's a lot of underrated like frames in here. So I was like, this could totally make for some like cool art. I got back into Helldivers. Ooh, how's that been? Oh, I see you're using that fun emote I made ya. So Lee, you and Blanket, I finished finished an emote for because both of you, I owed both of you emotes. So I appreciate both of you for being very patient with that. Is that one a Nuna emote? I think I recognize Nuna. It is Nuna New Sweat. That's a good one. I've been trying to make some more like emotes to put on my Ko-fi shop because for a while I've really wanted to like have like a whole bunch of emotes available, like pay to use, free to use, whatever. But after like the first two sets I made like years ago, I just have never gotten around to adding more. But I made a whole bunch of like cat ones throughout the week, so I'm hoping to upload those sometime this month. The planet we have a main objective on, they put the evil core there, fire core. Ooh, that sounds intense. Time to redeem something more crazy. A cardboard box. A cardboard box. A whole box? Wow, that sounds real fancy. You know, cardboard boxes are really handy when you're moving. It's basically robots with fire-based weapons that's not fair to fight. That sounds really scary. It's like the Fire Nation attacking the Airbenders. Have you guys seen the new trailer for season 2 of the live action of Avatar? And if so, how do you guys feel about it? I feel like there's a lot of mixed feelings because I will say the scene with Toph and the seismic sense and everything, that was pretty sick. They did that really well, I think. But I do think they're getting the Netflix treatment in the sense that it's taking so long to release seasons of this that the actors are aging way too fast. Because Aang, for the season 2 poster, looks like how I pictured him like after the entire series ends, like in the comics. And I never finished the comics, but that's like about when he starts like catching up to Katara and like passing her in height and stuff. And like already as it is going into season 2, he's already looking like he's like taller than her. Maybe he's a little bit shorter, but like he's visibly older. Like the way he started, that was perfect. And I know there's the argument like, oh, they're trying to make it span a longer period of time, but like so much of the plot was revolving around the fact that they were in a rush. Like they dive into this, they find the avatar, and they're like, oh my gosh, like Sozin's comet is coming this summer, and so like it's supposed to happen very quickly. And Aang just does not look 12 anymore. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break here because I need to feed Cassie. So I will be right back. Let's set a timer. Yeah, Cassie needs her food. She might be napping right now. She's been napping so much lately because it's so cold. So, but I'm gonna get her food so that she doesn't wake up and like wonder where we are and stuff. So where's my timer? Here it is. Let's do a 15-minute break. We've been going for almost an hour 20 minutes, but yeah, we'll do a 15-minute break. And yeah, we'll come back to this. Oh, there's Kai with his 6-7 in the background. Okay, well, we'll be back in 15. Everyone stretch, use the bathroom, grab a snack, feed your cats, feed your dogs, feed your fish, feed anyone who needs to be fed, and see you in 15 minutes. want to know that I'm technically back. But my kitty cat's in my lap and she's so cute. So I might just sit here and vibe. She's so cute and she's so soft. And she's fallen asleep in my arms and I love her so much. So we're just gonna hang out here for the last minute of the break. We're just gonna enjoy the quiet. Just chilling. Cute kitty cat, you're so cute and you're so good. Okay, let's get rid of this. We're just gonna draw quietly. We're just gonna draw nice and quiet so that we don't disturb Cassie's nap on my lap. I'm thinking I'll make some of the line art thinner in some places. I was kind of looking back at it and I don't know, we'll give it a try. We'll see if we like it. Everything's just so small and like I feel like I need to have some variance somewhere. Big girl. Making yourself comfy. Right here. Let's readjust. Cuddle up on my lap. There you go. To ensure maximum comfort for my kitty cat. Baby, isn't that right? Oh, are you leaving? Okay, Cassie's had enough of her lap time. That was nice while it lasted. It was very cute. She was purring so loud. That made me real happy. Okay, anyways, like I said, we're just gonna I think some of these parts I'm gonna like try to make the line art a little bit thinner. Make it a little bit sharper, pointier. I don't know. I think I like the vibe of that. We know a few people who are highly considering getting a kitty cat, and so I've been sending lots of Cassie videos to show how great cats are. I think it's working. They already have a dog though, and a baby, so it's a little tough, but cats are so great. I say that, but Kai's the one who's always trying to convince me that we need a second cat, and we just don't have the space or the money for that right now. As much as I would love to. Maybe one day we'll foster. That would be cool. Foster some cute kitty cats. You know, I think the eyebrows can like taper a little bit more. eyebrows on fleek. No one says that anymore. Eyebrows on fleek. I'm sure if I said that to my brother, he'd be like, what are you talking about? You guys remember the song Lip Gloss? My lip gloss be poppin', my lip gloss be cool. That was like the anthem of our 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. That played on the bus all the time. Hang on, let me wipe my glasses. Big old fingerprint on there from who knows where. I debated having a redeem that was like, oh, take your glasses off for like 5 minutes. But my eyesight is legitimately so bad that I actually think I would like damage my eyes from like 5 minutes of staring at a screen with no glasses. Kai's sister also has pretty bad eyesight. I think mine is still a little bit worse, maybe. But we were playing a card game that she had learned, and we were playing it so much while she visited that we got to a point where we were like, hey, let's do a round with no glasses. And our faces were like literally inches from the table, and Kai was there as a referee to tell us whether we were reading the cards right or not. Which mostly meant me, because like I legitimately was like guessing, because it was kind of like a variation of speed, so it's a very quick like solitaire-esque game, but all the cards are spread out so much that I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot see, like if I can see the card on one end of the table, I can't see the card on the other end, so I had to keep like moving my head around. But because I'm trying to go fast, sometimes I was like, I'm gonna go on a whim and say this might be right. And Kai would be like, nope, that is not the card you think it is. That's good enough for now. I think maybe later we'll come back and like thin out some of the other parts of the line art. Actually, I say that, but at least over here by the hands, I think I can. This can taper a bit. This can taper a bit. Maybe between the fingers too. Not sure if that was the best move, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't know, let's just start rendering stuff. Hello, how you been? Hi Bacon, how are you? I'm pretty good. Been a bit busy, so my stream schedule has been a little bit all over the place, but otherwise been hanging in there. Been busy. Work hasn't been too bad, but you know, life, holidays, all that stuff. It's been a bit hectic. Hatsune Miku when? Miku model when? I feel like there's gotta be like copyright issues with that. I know there's like free to use like Miku-esque models. Who is it? I know Chibidoki and Iron Mouse both have like official sponsored Miku out or like variants too. One of these days I do want to stream Project Sekai. I don't know when, because I've tried casting it the same way I cast like my art stuff, but it's like ridiculously laggy. I tried with Kaya's capture card a while ago and it was a little bit laggy, but I think I want to try giving that a try again, because I feel like I can tamper with the settings in game and it'll be fine, because I really like playing this game. But I haven't gotten to stream it yet, but I do have the capture card back. Oops, sorry, I have hiccups. Vanilla Mochi had borrowed it, and we do have that back now, so I might give it a try again. I'm not sure when. If not that, I do want to stream Animal Crossing. I was gonna wait till the update came out, but I've been having so much fun building snow boys these last 2 days, and by snow boys I mean those two snow boys. But I've been enjoying Animal Crossing again lately, so maybe I'll do a stream where I show off my island before the update. I'm good too. I understand. I went to my last con for the year. Ooh, exciting! What convention was it? This year I have not really kept up with conventions just because like I knew early on that I would not be able to afford to go to conventions with like the wedding and then like trying to like you know do all this other stuff. I was like just money wise I knew it was not gonna happen, so I have unfortunately have not been able to keep up with conventions, but that's exciting. Any fun highlights from that con? Oh, this is Animal Crossing music. Or not Animal Crossing, this is Stardew Valley music. Anyways. Yeah, let's start rendering this piece by piece. That's an okay color. We'll start with this. I met Mario. Ooh, nice. That's exciting. Were you the one that mentioned that before? Or maybe that was someone else who mentioned meeting like voice actors. I think Lee talked about it a lot. That's awesome though. Very, very cool. the voice of Mario, also the voice of Yuki from Yu-Gi-Oh, Ash from Pokemon, and the person who sang the first Pokemon theme song. Ooh, awesome! It was me who said that. Okay, I wasn't sure. Very cool. I also found a lot of Pokemon cards because this con was mostly about people selling or trading cards from Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, and other TCG. Ooh, very fun. That's really cool. I've always seen those, like the card swap conventions and stuff, but I've never been to one like that. That sounds very neat, though. I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, I think Kai had been considering going to one with some friends, but kind of same thing. We were like, we're a little broke this year. So maybe another time. This will definitely need to be lightened, but maybe something like there. I heard that some Miku songs that are in Sonic Racing Crossing coming to Project Sekai. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I saw the announcement for that. It's on the JP servers at least. I'm not sure if it's coming to global or if it's gonna come to the global servers later, but I think the JP servers might already have it. I'm not 100% sure. But I did see that announcement, which I think is really cool. I think they had a Sonic collab a while ago. Maybe. I think it was before I started playing, but I know by the time I started playing, Project Sekai already had those like Sonic outfits for everyone. So I kind of just took that to mean that maybe they had a previous Sonic collab before I started playing, because I only started in I think like 2 years ago now, something like that. It was like July of 2023, I think, when I started. Yeah, it happened to be around when Anime Expo was happening, so there was like that free Anime Expo gotcha happening. And it's always so weird because I do keep up with like which banners and what like events are happening on the JP servers, but then like I always like by the time it comes to EN, I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels like just yesterday I was seeing like Twitter freaking out over this. So like right now is that Shizuku like makeup modeling event, and I remember those cards getting leaked, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, like this is the untrained card, it looks like a trained card. And I will admit, I think for this set I do like Shizuku's untrained more than the trained one. I don't think I'm gonna pull on this banner, but I was pulling on some of the mission gotchas because I realized I had a whole bunch of unclaimed rewards from reading all the event stories. So I was looking at the screen quite a bit, and I was like, you know what, I should do some art of it, because this is, everyone kind of overlooks it because, you know, it's just the default animation, but, or the default like gotcha animation, but it is really pretty. So I first heard of Project Sekai last year because some of my friends play it. I never played it, but I hear stuff from them, and even watched that movie that came out earlier this year. Yeah, the movie was very cool. I will say, I don't think it was super great as a standalone movie, but it was very cool to see as someone who plays the game. So that was pretty neat. Yeah, I originally got into it very much like less for the like stories and the plot and more just for the rhythm game part of it, but some of the stories are quite interesting. some of them less so, but there's a lot of interesting stories. I will say Night Court Stories is definitely the most like edge of your seat kind of story because it's goes so much beyond just like the music, right? It's like their livelihoods. Well, I feel like livelihoods is not quite the right word I'm looking for, but there's a lot of identity crisis and like self-reflection. I mean, in a lot of their stories, but very much so for Night Court. I mean, there's a reason why what is it? Mizuki 5 had such a big impact. I like the Miku art. Thank you. I'm gonna try my best with this. I'm not sure if I'll do it justice, but I figured I'd take a stab at doing some Miku fan art. I haven't done Miku art in a while, I think. I did do some Project Sekai art that made it onto their Colorful Corner live stream. I think a couple months ago now. And so I got the in-game title for the, I think in-game it's like in the spotlight or whatever. But if you post on like their socials or post on social media and tag like, I think it's hashtag CST_creations, then there's a chance that they'll feature your art in their monthly live streams. And then if they do, then they'll like reach out to you and be like, hey, like let us know your user ID so we can send you the in-game title. So that was really cool. But at the time that they announced it, I had already posted some like fan art and stuff, so I kind of just reposted some old stuff, and it got featured, and I was like, cool. So I don't know, maybe I'll post this one too. Oh my gosh, I don't know what Kai's playing, but he's very excited right now. Oh, I missed that. I was excited that Miku became a playable character in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. That is really cool. Very, very neat. I feel like there's always such unexpected collabs with like Miku and stuff. Like the Miku Tamagotchi one. I can't wait for that to come to global services. That's not soon, right? I feel like that was really recent on JP. I don't think we get that for a while. I don't know which server you play on. I just play on global. I could play on JP, but I figure I'd rather just focus my energy into one account. I don't think I have the time in the day to do 2 separate accounts for this. Some people do. I don't think that's for me. I'm a little too busy for that. That's okay. Big props to people who do have both the time and the energy for it. Kind of like tiering. I'm like, it doesn't, like, as cool as it is, I don't feel like there's much, it doesn't feel like there's much fulfillment in like getting like high ranks and when you're like tiering and stuff. I had to look up what tiering and stuff was when I was playing because I was like, I guess seeing people talk about it online, and I was like, what does this mean? Because all it really shows is how much you play. Not, there's no indication of like necessarily how well you play or anything. It's literally just like you get a higher rank because you put more hours, you sunk more hours into the game. I don't know, that just doesn't feel very satisfying. That's just my opinion, though. To each their own, you know? I didn't realize how intense it was, though. Like, there's all these, like, apparently there's all sorts of, like, unspoken rules and discords and, like, coordination. There's still terms regarding, like, tiering that, like, I don't understand. Like, recently there was, like, drama on Project Sekai Twitter, right? And, like, typically I stay out of that because I will admit, the overall fan base for this game is on the younger side. I will acknowledge that. But like there's like terms like parking and stuff, and there was like drama because people were breaking parking rules or something. I don't know. But I was like, man, like people are real serious about this. I remember like a month ago, I saw some posts about like, it was like these two people arguing about Project Sekai, which first of all, it's a game. It's like nothing, it's never that serious. But then like someone was calling someone else like way too old to be playing the game because they were like 21 or something, and I'm sitting here like 27, newly married, playing this game. Whatever. Did you watch the Game Awards? I did not. All I know is because I follow the developers of Peak, and I know that Peak did not win the award that they were nominated for, which is okay. But I saw because they were talking about like, don't hit up Bing Bong because they tried to shoot their shot with BB No Money, and then BB No Money announced that they were gonna stop making music, and then they lost the Game Awards, so Bing Bong was going through it. But no, I didn't watch the Game Awards. It seems like interesting stuff happened, so I might browse Twitter and see what people had to say about it. I heard there were some announcements, but I didn't see what specific announcements were made. Because I feel like a lot of the announcements that get made there, like, you know, I find out about them online anyways. I was debating watching it, but because that was yesterday, right? I don't remember what I was doing yesterday because I saw the notification for it pop up, but I don't remember why I didn't watch. I just watched it with friends because it's fun hanging out. Yeah, for sure. I actually remember very early on when we were dating, I think the first year that we were dating, like, I didn't used to watch a lot of like announcement streams or like Nintendo Directs or anything. But the first year that we were dating, Kai was telling me about the Nintendo Direct that year, and I was like really curious, and so we made it a whole thing. Kai made a huge stack of pancakes, and we just sat in his dorm room because we were in college at the time. We sat in his dorm room, ate this huge stack of pancakes, and then that was my first memory of watching a Nintendo Direct. I still think of that whenever the Direct comes out. I'm like, oh, this Direct coming out. I don't make an event out of every single one, obviously. Like, this was we were college students with time to kill. But you know, if I do happen to watch it, I just think of that stack of pancakes. Because I feel like that's such a fun, healthy way to keep things fresh and exciting in life. Is just make an event out of anything. There's no reason not to. Yeah, did you have a favorite part? Favorite announcement or winner or nominee? Anyone you were rooting for in particular? I feel like aside from Peak, I didn't like. Usually, I feel like I see a little more about the nominees, but I feel like I didn't really see much this year. Mario Kart World won Best Racing Game. Ooh, nice. That makes sense. I was playing quite a bit of Mario Kart World recently, actually, on Kai's Switch 2. I in the past, I have not been a huge fan of Mario Kart. Partially because I was just like ridiculously bad at it. Like I'm bad at a lot of games. Don't get me wrong, and I still consider myself really bad at Mario Kart. Um, but I think a lot of my early memories of Mario Kart were like playing at my friend's house, and like I kept crashing into walls. Everyone's asking me like, "Oh, do you know how to drift? Do you know how to drift?" And I'm like, "I don't." And then they're trying to explain drifting to me, and I just could not wrap my head around it. Like I knew which button to press, but I just conceptually did not understand what it was doing. Um, and so upon playing it as I got older, I started to understand like, okay, like drifting is kind of like I understand you're like leaning into the turn, but like I don't know, it's not, it didn't feel intuitive back then. So nowadays I'm like, okay, I understand drifting. So now I'm not hitting the walls. So at the very least I can kind of enjoy it. I mean, I do enjoy it, I would say, because I feel like that was the big thing, was I was getting frustrated at hitting the walls. Now that I don't do that, I'm like, oh yeah, I love Mario Kart. So I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart recently because I played a little bit with my siblings when they were in town for Thanksgiving. Um, and then I realized that there's a lot of like outfits for the characters to unlock, so I spent a whole bunch of time literally just playing in the open world just to unlock what do you call it, outfits for for the characters, which is so silly, but you know, I was having fun with it. And now I play and I lose, but I lose on my own terms, so like I think that that's fine. That's more fun than losing and like just not like feeling like there's more, like that I'm not giving it my best. I like both Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds and Kirby Air Riders. I don't have Kirby, but I did get the Kirby and Waddle Dee amiibo. Ooh, cool. I have not played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds or Kirby Air Riders. I think Kai played the demo, but I did not. I don't know, maybe I should. But I think what I've heard is that Kirby Air Riders is a little more fun with other people, and so Kai was like, "Oh, I don't really know anyone else who's playing it." So I don't know if that's true or if that, yeah, if I misunderstood that, but yeah. On the other hand, Mario Kart World, I know they have multiplayer like stuff, but Kai's been like, I don't like playing multiplayer because he's like, they all make me feel like I'm so bad. For Mario Kart World. Yeah, you were saying you don't like playing online. That's what it is, not multiplayer. You don't like playing online because everyone's so good. It just means you have room to grow. I think Blanket was saying I should stream Mario Kart World with Kai. I feel like Kai might rage a little too much. I don't know, he might be okay. I enjoy playing with him. I'm not sure if he would enjoy playing while people watch him on Twitch. If anything, maybe we'll get a Animal Crossing Island started together and we can stream that. I'm gonna figure out how to work that capture card and share my Animal Crossing Island with you guys. In Sonic Racing, they added a lot of non-Sonic characters, even Sonic characters that were from the comic books. It's a big deal now because it means the Sonic comic books are canon to the Sonic games. Ugh, I'm struggling to talk. Cool, that sounds really neat. That sounds like Smash. You know how they have a whole bunch of Nintendo characters. They just grabbing lots of racing characters. I guess Mario Kart's a little bit similar in that sense. So do you prefer Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, I assume? Do you have a favorite? Was that one of the nominees for Best Racing Game? I would guess so. I feel like I've heard quite a bit about it. Mario Kart's kind of a big name, so it's a little hard to beat that popularity-wise, at least. Not sure how I'm feeling about the hair rendering, but I think we can make this work. Shade it a bit and add a little bit of depth. I should probably turn the sketch layer off, actually. Where is that? Look at that. Turn this down. That does look pretty good. Ooh, I feel like I'm cooking a bit. Before, after. Ooh, look at the difference. Ooh, look at that. Easy peasy. I might do the same and I don't need that. If anything, maybe I'll do an even darker, like. Too much? I don't know, I kind of like it. I say as I undo it. It's probably good. I think I will put a little bit of. I like both Mario and Sonic, and yes, Sonic Racing was also nominated. Nice, very cool. I like Sonic since I was little. Sonic 2 was the very first video game I ever played. Aw, that's really sweet. I love nostalgic games like that just kind of like take you all the way back. I don't know what game it was, but there was a Sonic game on... I'm really bad at gaming consoles, but it was some PlayStation that my dad had. And back then, my parents didn't really feel like they needed to like buy games for us. So we played a lot of game demos, and there was a Sonic game demo that we played a lot. And I don't know what Sonic game it was, I can't remember when it was, and I can't even remember what like platform I guess it was on. But that's probably my only like experience with Sonic games. Oh, I seem to have frozen. Oh, there we go. I even went to a symphony all about Sonic music. It was it was one of the greatest things I ever saw in my life. Oh, that's nice. I really like hearing familiar music in like concert settings or like I don't know, like live music settings. I think it's so cool. Or like for example, for a while there was that like Harry Potter in concert tour where like every year they would do this like event where they would play a Harry Potter movie and then they would have like a live orchestra playing the music, and it just adds like another layer to it, just hearing the live music part of it. I don't know, I think it's really neat. I'm not very like musical myself, but I appreciate like musical experiences, I think. Pretty solid start. I kind of need to use the bathroom, so I think it hasn't been too long since actually it's been probably about an hour since we took our last break, so I think I will take another break here and then go use the bathroom because yeah, all that hot chocolate kind of went through me. So I'm gonna put a timer up and I'm gonna be right back and use the bathroom. Behave yourselves. You know, don't get me canceled, don't get me banned. I'll be right back. I was looking at a picture of Cassie and I got distracted. I was like, oh, I still have a minute left. I'll sit at my desk and just browse my phone. And then I looked up and the timer was done. Anywho, I'm back. Let's get rid of this silly timer. I feel like there was something that crossed my mind while I was looking at this on the break, and I don't remember now. Maybe it was... Let me put these together. I feel like maybe this is like a little too soft. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's fine. This is fine. Yeah, let's do some more clothes. I think it would make sense to start with the shirt. Yeah, let's just do that. I think I like the idea of making the shadow a little pinkish purple because that's kind of like one of the contrasting light colors of like fragments and stuff. I didn't even notice till I was sketching this out that I was like, oh, it's just all the units colors. The yellow, pink, blue, purple, and green for the different units in the game. Yeah. The more you know. There's something else I was going to bring up, but I can't remember now. Like, I opened up Twitter, and I saw something, and I cannot remember. I think it was something about Peak. Oh yeah, Peak very quietly added an Iron Mouse like skin, like a hairstyle thing, hat. I don't know what you would call it. And they were like, yeah, we only told Iron Mouse about this. So it was like a secret thing. I thought that was really funny. Maybe I don't like this purple color. Maybe I do want it more blue. Maybe like almost purple. I don't know. Let's just block it out and then we'll figure out the colors after. Also, I forgot we need to add the teal around her collar. We'll do that after. Let's revisit this. Hold on. This is gonna be like that sweatshirt the other day. The sweater that I was struggling to render. I can already feel it. This is gonna be a struggle. Got a reference right here, but I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. shirt doesn't really have pleats like that. Well, this rack does have. I might skip it. This one has pleats too, though. They're like so small. But like if I do the pleats, I think I have to go like all the way up. I'll do it. I think it's fine. Just do something kind of soft like this. This also should be a little more like a sharp name tag shape, I think. I feel like it should go past the pleat. Should I like curve it a little bit, maybe? Because we're kind of looking down at it. This side should be kind of. No, it's okay. Let's do that tie next. This should be okay. Let's do that under like the dark skirt now. So I think this should be pretty dark. And then also all the underneath parts of the pleats. I'm getting sleepy. Becoming an old lady. Why am I sleepy already? Okay, I don't know how to do this. Sure. I'm getting... Man, that came out of nowhere. That's just wave of sleepiness. I think I'm turning into an old lady. It's getting too close to my bedtime. We do have to kind of leave early in the morning, so maybe I should wrap up soon. I don't know. Man, I had so much energy like 5 minutes ago. Sleepy girl. Usually when I say that, I'm talking about Cassie. I think I'm the sleepy girl today. just heard Kai yawn too. He's sleepy out there. He can't hide it. I didn't realize I have my laundry basket right next to me. I didn't realize Cassie was sleeping in it. I just heard a tiny little yawn and I was like, that wasn't me and that wasn't Kai. It was Kitty Cat. Okay, this is her shoe. Her shoe does have something on it. Let me see. I mean, it's kind of far back on her heel, or on her foot. If anything, maybe like it's kind of like a darker part here, and the rest of it we can just feel like this. Sure. Oh, there's a second layer to her skirt, isn't there? There totally is. You know how I think I'm gonna do that though? I think I'm gonna put it. Where's the liner? I'm just gonna put it all together. Entirely my fault for not noticing. This is why sometimes it's good to have multiple references. I I like this song. Me too. I like that, like, sometimes I don't even notice what song it is. And then I get really into it, and I'm like, wait a second, because it's all like lo-fi versions of it, or like the kind of cozy versions of the songs. So I'm just like vibing, and then I'm like, wait a second, I do know what song this is. Because I'll admit, there's a lot that I don't recognize too. Most of them I at least kind of recognize, so usually I can tell where it's from and stuff, but yeah, most of the Game Me covers are from like gamer chops, like collabs, because most of the ones that they have are like DMCA free, like stream friendly gamer covers basically, and they work with like other music producers and stuff. But yeah, it's perfect for like the nerdier fan art kind of things, I think. Like when I was streaming the Rosalina fan art, which by the way I still never finished. I got most of the way finished, but never like fully finished that art. I will eventually, I think. Probably before the movie comes out. But I found a bunch of like Mario, lo-fi Mario covers through Gamer Chops. So yeah. And a lot of it's like just piano covers and stuff too. Oh gosh, I have hiccups. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the ad break started. Man, did I really look down for like the entirety of that 2 minutes? Did it take me 2 minutes to go around that whole skirt? My bad, guys. I feel like that's the problem when I get like really into drawing, is like my sense of time is awful. I'm like, oh yeah, one more thing, and the one more thing takes a million years. Okay, let's put that teal business on here. Okay, I should turn these layers off first so I can really see. the same color, just on multiply layers. So we'll just, I don't even know how much of this. Yeah, I think most of it was not on this edge part anyways, but we'll call it anyways. Alright, very nice. Should we put some highlights on that? I think maybe this one could use some highlights. Just on some of the, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe a little bit, actually. Yeah, this is fine. I do think it should be a softer brush, though. Such a subtle, like, you can't even see that really. Wow, you cannot see the difference. I'll leave it anyways, though. Wow, I didn't render the eyes first this time. I usually jump right on that, but I'll save it as a reward for the end. I might be overdoing it on the tie, but whatever. If it's too much at the end, I'll just get rid of some of that. pretty solid. I think I might do more with the bottom part of the shirt, but I think for the time being, that's pretty solid. You know, actually, I'm gonna try one thing. Maybe just around the edge of that. Actually, I like that. Okay, there we go. I think I can do the same here too. Just up here. Yeah, okay, I like that. Nice. I'm not really so excited to render the eyes, but I'm thinking maybe I'll just wait on it. Okay, you know what? 5-minute breather, and then I'll render the eyes, because I think it's not going to take long. I think I can do it pretty quickly. I guess my timer doesn't want me to set the time anymore, because I can still do that, but I can't change the amount of time on it. Whatever, we don't need a timer. I'm gonna take a break, quick 5-minute break, and then I'm gonna render the eyes, because I want to give it the attention it deserves, but I think I need to rest my eyeballs for a second. So be back in 5. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. BRB, behave yourselves. You still alive? We still hanging in there? Alright, let's get these eyes. I forgot about that hair thing too. We'll come back to it. I'll probably forget next time I work on this, but that's okay. We'll get around to it eventually. Let's get these eyes all prettied up. Whoa, what is happening? Whoa, what brush did I pick? I know which brush. Whoa, when did I pick that brush? I mean, this is the one I normally use. I wonder if this is the original studio pen, because I hope I didn't accidentally delete it. I know there's ways to restore it and stuff, but whatever. I'll figure that out later. I seem to have ping-ponged my brushes. Alright. See, so fast, so easy peasy. There's the lines for that. Miku Miku. Alright. Yeah, next time maybe we'll color in the line art a little bit. And then fill in the background and stuff, which I think it'll be fun, and I think that can be its own stream, and if we finish that early then we can do other art, because I do have other stuff lined up, but this is pretty solid for today. I say that, but now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I kind of want to do some of the line art right now. YOLO, let's just keep going. We're so close anyways, we may as well at least do some of it. We'll keep going. I know I said I was sleepy like ages ago, but we can do it. Keep going. Never back down, never what? Never give up. Look at her, happy Miku. So cute. It's not very centered on her mouth. I need to fix this. I might need to fix a lot of the coloring though, but that's not too bad. Hold on, I still don't think it's quite perfect. I think this part needs to come out a little bit more. Just a little bit. Okay, where's the... Okay, I think that looks a little more symmetrical. There we go. That looks better. Oh, those hiccups are still there. put some highlights on the arms a little bit. Now let's just go back and do that really quick. Oh my gosh, I didn't render the sleeves at all. Okay, maybe we'll come back to this another time. It's good for now, though. Really quick, though, these arms. Yeah, okay. Still gotta do the sleeves, but otherwise, this is probably a good stopping point. If it was just the line art, I totally could have just kept going, but as for rendering the sleeves and then doing all that, I think that might take a little bit more brain power. So, dang, we're in ad break. Well, I guess while we're in that ad break, let me see if there's anyone we can raid. See, I see a few people doing art. Let me see if there's anyone who... I want to make sure it's not someone who's been streaming for super long. For example, like, I know she was playing another game earlier, so she might be a little bit... I don't know how long she'll go for today. Let's see. I don't want to do anything too upbeat, considering I was kind of on the chiller side today. Okay, let's raid Rain Blue. I haven't watched them in a while, but I used to watch them. They did a lot of stuff for another VTuber I used to watch, who has since graduated. But yeah, let's raid them. Why not? I've enjoyed lurking in their channel before, so yeah, they're doing some art. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Let me send some raid messages. I think most people here are kind of just lurking anyways, but for anyone who is around, there's some raid messages. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the company. It was super chill today. Make sure to take care of yourself. Have a good weekend. I don't know if I'll necessarily stream this weekend, but yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye bye.